The given RC passage begins by asking a very pertinent question, but how much credibility should we attach to the opinions of experts? And then the rest of the passage goes about answering this question. In other words, the question that the passage deals with is how much can we believe the expert opinion that is presented to us, that is put before us in a platter by the mass media. Now, a sanguine or a positive viewpoint that goes in favor of the expert opinion is that since the mass media are discriminating guys, therefore, if the experts did not come up with the right opinion, then it is most likely that they would have by now got weeded out. However, the skeptics believe, what is the skeptic opinion? The skeptics believe that the mass media is more interested in catering to popular debate, or in other words, becoming famous, than giving us accurate information. The author then goes about giving his opinion about the matter. He says that in his book Expert Political Judgments, he mentions that we find that the media not only fail to weed out bad ideas, but that they often favor bad ideas, they often propagate bad ideas, especially when the truth is too messy to be packaged neatly. Reason being that people like packaged information than something that that does not give them that does not give them extreme information. So the evidence falls into two categories. He says that first, there are two kinds of pundits, there are two kinds of people in the mass media. One are the boom pundits and the other are the doom pundits. Now the boomers are the boomsters are the ones that that are extremely positive, that talk about big positive changes, and according to them, the presentation of 65% of rosy scenario actually materializes into only 15% of the time. Whereas there is this other group which also gives again extreme information, which is that of doomsters. Their probability is 70%. They present 70%. The bleak scenarios they present materializes only 12% of the time, and so the author classifies the experts into hedgehogs and foxes. So these two, boomsters and doomsters, belong to the category of hedgehogs, because hedgehogs are big idea thinkers in love with grand theories, right? And they know how to stroke momentum in any argument by multiplying reasons why they are right and others are wrong, while the foxes, they curb ideological enthusiasms because they are happy with the uncertainty that surrounds any issues, that is any bitter debate or anything for that matter, and that is the reason hedgehogs are better off, more popular than the eclectic foxes. And since eclectic foxes avoid oversimplification, they are more they make fewer mistakes, whereas hedgehogs, since they oversimplify things to present extremist views, they make more mistakes, but then are more popular. So then the author goes about saying that the skeptics believe that we get the media we deserve. It is because we switch channels from boring foxes to charismatic hedgehogs. That is why the number of hedgehogs is increasing, and that's why we should not be complaining about the inaccuracy of the media, because we are at some point in some way looking for extremist views. So in the end, the author concludes by saying that granted it is not easy to create methods of keeping score that are credible across the spectrum of reasonable opinion, but in a world where, as yet said, and the best lack all conviction, where the worst are full of passionate intensity, it is worth trying. So it is worth trying to find out what is credible from what is not in this world where the worst, that is the people who lie, who only look for fame, are full of passionate intensity, whereas the best, that is the foxes, they lack conviction, they do not know which side to fall for. So this is the note on which the passage ends. Now the question that follows asks, what does the author mean by talking about the positive negative correlation between long term accuracy? Now the answer to this question, for this we'll have to refer to the paragraph, second paragraph. It says, as a result, fame could be negatively, not positively correlated with long term accuracy. So in other words, the more the experts seek fame, the lesser accurate their information becomes. And here, therefore, the answer to this question is option C, which says famous people are liked because they pander to the misconceptions of the public. The next question says, what point does the author make using the examples of those who predict probabilities of 65% in the case of rosy scenarios and those who predict negative occurrences in Canada? So both these kind of people are being referred to in this paragraph, which suggests that both boomsters, that is boom and doom pundits, they are most reliable over claimers. They are the ones who make the maximum mistakes, and because they oversimplify things, they know they are tempted to claim that they know more than they do, and therefore the answer to this question is option C, which says those who make extreme predictions are most likely to be wrong. Option A says the mass media is partial to those who make exaggerated predictions. The mass media is not partial to those who make exaggerated predictions. It is the general masses that are partial. People like forecasts where the outcome is predicted to be significantly different from what they earlier believed in. Now, keeping extremist views and presenting them to the public is a different thing, and people wanting to hear something that is different from what they believe in is completely different. And the passage does not talk about this option. The passage talks about the experts giving extremist views that attracts public interest, and therefore this is incorrect. Option D says political pundits are usually supportive of those who make extreme predictions. Political pundits are the ones who make political pundits are the ones the passage does not refer to. They are nowhere being talked about in the passage, therefore option D is also incorrect. So the correct answer is option C. Next question says, what does the author mean when he says hedgehogs pile up more hits on Google? So this means that hedgehogs, they are more popular amongst the people despite and due to the fact that they give extremist views. Now the answer to this question is therefore those who make extreme predictions manage to pique people's interest more, and that is the reason hedgehogs pile up more hits on Google. Animals are most popularly searched things on the internet. This is unrelated to the question. Google founders can be called hedgehogs. Does not make sense. Google's success is based on popularity of extreme predictions is also incorrect. Next question says, according to the passage, why do the media favor the hedgehogs? It is because their big ideas attract more people, that is more customers, and that makes them more popular. Therefore the answer to this question is option A. B says because they predict radical changes while making concessions to others' point of view. This is incorrect. They do not make radical changes. They predict extremist views, and then they do not make concessions to others' point of view. This is absolutely incorrect, can be negated from information in the passage. Since they are extroverts, they are better orators. Their popularity has got nothing to do with oratory because the passage does not refer to it. Because of their ability to impress the media executives, this is also not referred to in the passage.